everyone, this is Jessica Bradley Rushing, and I am just popping in to do a video on a topic that I've been meaning to talk about for a long time now, and that is the Community Center project. As I'm sure most people know, we have an article on the warrant for town meeting this year to pass an override to fund a new community center, and I just wanted to let you know why I am in support of this project and why I think this is the right time to do it. So the existing building is crumbling, and it has been since I was a kid 30 years ago riding my bike to Pembroke Center. One of the main reasons why I ran for select board back in 2019 is because I believe we need to do a revitalization of the town center. We really need to look at that space and see how we can make it more welcoming and more communal and add some more stuff that really will bring people together. And I think that the community center is a real catalyst for that revitalization. It could be a real centerpiece for the town. Certainly better to look at than the existing building, which is falling apart. I think that the Community Center Task Force has done a really good job over the past 3 years of meeting with people in town, getting input from all different people and all different demographics in town, and coming up with a design that I think could serve everybody. So the existing plan that we have put forward is actually a combined senior center and rec center. So it would also replace the senior center, which is currently housed in the small building that used to be the library when I was a kid. This new building would serve basically every demographic, whether you are a family with young kids all the way up to our senior population, and it would be a really beautiful addition to our center of town, and it would also revamp the town green, revamp the parking lots, and give us all something to go to create a real space for community building and to have community events in. The cost is, of course, something that we have to be really thoughtful about, and it was important to me that we have good estimates of what the tax impact would be on the people in town. Of course, no project like this comes without a price tag. The estimates that we currently have, I think, are reasonable estimates considering what we'll get out of it. So the median home price in Pembroke right now is about $425,000. For homes that are valued at $425,000, your tax increase with this override would be approximately $150 per year. So about $12 or $13 a month to get this new community center that will be used by everybody. The public safety buildings I know are also a concern that people have discussed. I have been on a tour of the police station and I have been on a tour of the fire station, and I fully and completely agree that our public safety buildings need to be replaced. The plan that we had a couple years ago, I don't know if it was 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, actually replaced the buildings by building a new fire station on the corner of Route 14 and Route 53, a new fire station on Monroe Street, and revamping the existing fire station to be a police station. At the time that those drawings and plans were done, the price tag was upwards of $40 million, which I don't think is something that the town can absorb right now. What we have discussed on the select board and with the town manager is actually looking at building a combined public safety complex, which is something a lot of the towns around us have done in recent years. It enables police and fire to share spaces like locker rooms, gymnasium, kitchens, and then each have their own dedicated space for the services that they provide to town. We are not at a position right now where we can move forward on that plan because we still need to get designs and drawings and community input the same way we did for this community center plan. We do have an article on the town meeting warrant this year to fund that study and to do those initial designs. So we are moving forward on that plan, but it is not at a point where we're actually shovel ready, unlike the community center project, which is. I don't believe that kicking this community center project off toward the future is a smart idea. We've already been down this road. There have been 3 previous studies of the community center space that we've postponed, and now we're looking at a building that is literally falling apart, and we're basically paying to maintain it even though we can't really use it. The public safety buildings, of course, need to be addressed, but we are at the early stages of planning there, and my hope is that we would be able to do that at a time in just a few short years. We have a lot of debt coming off of our rolls because we're paying off debt that we took on previously when we left the Silver Lake School District. So my thinking is that we do the community center now. The tax impact is relatively low considering what we would get out of it, and we move forward on the planning for a public safety complex that we could put into action at a time when we already have debt coming off the rolls in a couple years, and it would enable us to do all of those projects without massively increasing taxes on anybody in town. Nobody wants their taxes to go up, but we of course aren't able to pay for this stuff unless we pay for this stuff. So a small tax increase right now of about $12 a month, and then continuing work on the public safety complex plans that would enable us to put that into place in a few years when that debt is coming off the rolls. Now, I really truly believe that this new community center could be a real catalyst for change and for revitalization in the town center, and that's why I'm supporting it. But it has to pass both at town meeting on June 22nd and on the ballot. So election day is June 26th, but early voting is already open in the town hall in the town clerk's office during normal business hours. So if you know that you're going away when school ends and you're taking your kids away for a week right at the end of the school year, go ahead and vote early, because it's important that we do this now and don't wait and push it off for the future again. If anybody has any questions, I would of course encourage you to reach out. We have some specific numbers, we have charts, we have diagrams, we have spreadsheets detailing all of the planning that has gone into this. We really have discussed this at great depth and at great length on the select board and with the town manager and with the community center task force. And I think that the plan that we have right now is the right one for town. Please, of course, feel free to reach out, and please come to town meeting on June 22nd and vote in favor of the community center project, and vote in the town election either early at the town clerk's office or on Saturday, June 26th. Thank you so much, and I hope to see everyone at town meeting. Bye-bye.